Hi, Internet. Welcome back. I'm Alan Lenczycki, a lawyer here in Lake County, Illinois. Just wanted to share some information, legal information, about actually probable cause and search and seizure. So, we'll do a couple of videos in this series about probable cause and search and seizure just to talk about what this is. The law about probable cause in Illinois is really complex, and each case that a lawyer like myself would be looking at is highly fact specific. Okay, something that the officer has manifested as what he thinks is probable cause may be enough in one situation, and a different fact pattern, it may not be enough. Okay. So it's really up to the lawyers and the judges and the police officers on the scene to figure out and understand what probable cause is. Do I have it to make this stop? And can the defense lawyer identify if there's a lack of probable cause to maybe attack that and to try to beat the case? Okay. So, what is probable cause? It honestly is just the officer's, reason for pulling you over. An officer can't just pull you over because of a suspicion based on race or suspicion based on whatever, a hunch. He's got to be observing you in the commission of a crime. Okay, so if the officer believes that a crime has been committed or is being committed, and it could be a minor crime such as a speeding ticket. Boy, I can't tell you how many DUIs that have come into my office because based on a speeding ticket or drifting over the line a little bit. A tiny little traffic infraction can be the probable cause that the officer needs to pull you over and make contact with you. He can't pull you over just for driving a crummy jalopy of a car in Lake Forest. He can't pull you over for lots of inappropriate reasons. He's not supposed to be able to do that. But if he witnesses a crime that's being committed by you as a driver, or if he believes that you have committed a crime, he can stop you. Okay. So once an officer makes contact with you, let's say that the officer wants to search your vehicle. Okay. Well, if the officer wants to search your vehicle, you get really two things that he needs. Either one is a consent. So if he says, "Hey, little old lady, you look totally harmless, but would you mind if I search your vehicle?" And she says, "Yeah, go ahead and search it." Well, then he can, even without necessarily suspecting anything. I mean, he's got to, articulate, "Well, I thought that there was a crime going on." But even for thin sort of suspicion, if somebody consents, well, they consent. He can search her car. He can find the bag of drugs that's in her back seat. Okay. Now, the other way is if the officer is manifesting the probable cause. We've talked a little bit about marijuana. Okay. So, marijuana is legal in the state of Illinois. Back in the old days when I was beginning as a prosecutor, any whiff of the smell of marijuana was probable cause to search a vehicle. Okay. Hey, you boys been smoking? Out of the car. I'm going to check out your car. Okay. That was probable cause, but now it's not. The Supreme Court has parsed or sort of like made a distinction between the smell of fresh cannabis and the smell of smoked cannabis. Okay. Smoked cannabis is not probable cause anymore. So he could smell it on your sweatshirt, but he can't search your car based on that alone. But fresh cannabis, if he smells the fresh bud in your car, he can. That's probable cause for that. Now, passengers, they can't object to a search if the driver has consented. Okay, this is an interesting story. So I'm driving with my buddy Jim, okay, and Jim is in the passenger seat with a big bag of weed that I don't know about, okay, and he's got it between his legs in his own personal space. If I get pulled over not knowing that Jim has this big bag of weed, the cop says, "Hey, look, can you search can I search your car?" Maybe I'd say, "Yes, of course." And Jim says, "Hell no, don't search." Well, Jim doesn't have standing as the not the owner or driver of the vehicle. He can't object to the police officer searching. I've maybe stupidly given my consent. So now the officer searching the car and finding Jim's weed. Could he throw the case on me? Maybe. It depends on a lot of the facts of the case. For example, if in Jim's bag of weed you find my wallet with my ID, okay, or my bills from my cell phone bill or my gas bill or my electric bill in there, or property that belongs to me. I don't know, it's my PlayStation in there and my gun, and it's his bag of weed. Well, we may both be in trouble. But on the other hand, if the bag is in Jim's own personal space, if he's got it cradled between his legs and the police officer goes through the bag and finds Jim's wallet and Jim's ID and all the things that belong to Jim, then I'm probably okay. Now, if I've consented to the search of the vehicle and finds Jim's backpack in the trunk and it doesn't have any identifying anything, boy, I'm probably in trouble, especially if Jim says that ain't mine. Okay. Anyway, if you have legal questions of any kind, give me a call. Alan Lenczycki, 847-549-0600, or check us out at jtlg.com or akllegal.com. Thanks a lot.